when you connect to any data set, what will be the stages? First is ETL. Why we use the ETL? To transform the data, clean the data. Then second stage is data view, data modeling. Sorry. So data modeling we use to make a relationship between the table. Okay. Then third is a reporting, to create a report visualization. Okay. And then we will see the Power BI service, that is the online server, how we will do this. Okay, so let's start. Let me open the Power BI. So what is the data modeling? After cleaning and shaping the data with the query editor, next important phase is data modeling. Data modeling is nothing but the collection of multiple tables together and adding the relationship between the multiple table. Okay, then you must have question that we already learned the merging. Merging also we are creating relationship between two tables, right? We are joining the table. So it is same like this, but here we will not do the joining. Here we will have more number of table. We'll make a relation like merging. Okay, and you don't need to create like a kind of left right join like this. Okay, it is just relation. How relation it is? Cardinality, one to many, many to one. Okay, so we already talk about and learn this. What is the cardinality? What are the types of cardinality? And what is the use of this? So same thing we will be using here. Okay. So order of the operation in Power BI. When you connect to the data, what we do first? We do take the data into the query editor. Okay, once we do the ETL transformation in the query editor, we take the data into for the data modeling. So once we create a relationship between a table, then we start creating the dashboards or scores card or the reports. Okay, once we create a report, we publish that report into the server. Okay, so till now we completed a query editor. Now we are trying to complete data modeling. So data modeling I am trying to complete in the 2 days, in coming 2 days, today and tomorrow. Today is the Wednesday and then Thursday. Okay, Thursday. Okay, it is very simple because some of the topic already we have seen in the Tableau also in the session. So I don't think we will need this to learn more. So what are the schema, what are the types of schema, and then normalization. So that thing we already seen, right? So we will go through this and we will see. So let's open the Power BI. In Power BI, if you will see in Power BI, if you see in the left side, there are 3 icons. One is for the visualization, that is for the report. We will build here. Just a second. Okay, so this is for the report. Let's connect with the data first. So at least it's fine. Okay, in the left side if you see, there is a first report, that is visualization tab. Then second tab is the data view. If you click on this, you can see the data, what is the data available. Okay, so let's first connect the data, then at least we will understand. Okay, so click on the data. So in data, if you see, this is a tab for this is the canvas area where we create a report. Okay, so this is for the report. When you click on the data view, okay, so you can see the data, what are the columns are there, so what are the types. Okay, all these things you can check here. Okay, then go to the third tab, that is the data modeling. There is a third tab, that is the data modeling. In data modeling, whenever you connect to any table, all table will be visible here. Okay, so here we will create a data modeling relationship. Here we will create a data modeling, okay, relationship. So let's see, this is for the one table. Okay, if you want to make a relationship between two tables, we should take a two table, right? So let me remove this. Let me connect with the our employee and the department table. Okay, employee and department table. So how to connect the employee and department table? So already we should have some recent source. So we have a requirement that we wanted to connect to the employee data and department data, and need to find out how many employees in particular department, okay, and for which location. So this kind of the requirement we receive. So how we will do this, let's see. So click on the employee and department table, take the data, okay. Okay, so when you take the any of the two table, it will automatically will detect the your relationship between two table. Okay, how it relation automatically detect? Okay, so if there is any common column are available, if there is any common key column are available, okay, so I feel that if I ask you something question, you will definitely will answer, because you already have gone through this. Okay, what is the meaning of the star and what is the meaning of the one? What does it mean?
One to many.
This is a one to many, right? Yeah, many to one. So how flow are going? Flow are going from one to many, because the sign, if you see, this is one directional from department table to the here. But now what we want? Okay, so this is the employee table. Employee table and department table. Okay, so why it is a one to many or many to one? One to many, sorry. Anyone? Why it is a one to many? Yes, I could not hear it. What is the why it is a one to many? Krupal sir? Okay, so there is a one value and there is a multiple value which is matching, right? So what will be the what is the joining? What is the join of, will you say?
Left join.
Left join, right? So this is a left join. So let's try this now. So we created the first data. Okay, so what is the data available in our data set? So there is a employee table and department table. In employee table we have this employee data, employee number, name, job, their description, manager, their hiring date, okay, joining date, and then salaries, commission, department number, and we need some department name, location, kind of. Okay, so department information we available in the department table. Now we wanted to join the AMP and department. Okay, so in data modeling we join the employee and department table based on the department number. Okay, if it is suppose there is a multiple values are there in the department, so what will be the relation?
Many to many.
Many to many, right? So okay, so how to edit this? If I want to click edit this, so just go to the here, click on properties, and you can see department and this department. Okay, so this way it created a many to one relationship. Okay, so let's create a report based on the requirement. Our requirement is to calculate number of employee for department wise. Okay, department wise number of employee. So how to do this in bar graph? Just take the bar graph, bar chart. Okay, I have taken the bar chart. Now I wanted to do department wise. Okay, so where is our department available? Department. So department available in department table. Okay, open the department table. There is a department name. Okay, take the department name. So we got the department name. Okay, so let's load this. Okay, and now I wanted to know how many employee in particular department. So there are employee number. Where is the employee number? This one, employee name and employee number. Okay, employee number. Let's take to the values. Okay, and make it as a sum. Okay, it is sum already. So you can see in the sales how many employees are there, in the research how many employees are there, in accounting how many employees are there. Okay, so you can see in the sales and then research, accounting, but we are getting, is it correct joining or what? See, employee number. Okay, if you see, it is showing 46,000 employee in sales, but in employee table we have only this amount of employee. In employee table we have only this amount of employee. How many employee? We have only 14 employee. 13 to 14.
It is showing some actually.
Okay, it is showing a sum. So what we need to do? We need to take the
Count.
Okay.
Count.
So take the count. Okay, so now how many employees showing? Now again 46,000 currently still. Here 5, 3. Why it is showing 46? Okay, now it is showing 6. Okay, so now it is showing 6 plus 5 plus 3. So 6 plus 5, 11. 11 plus 3, 14. Right? Total 14 employees are there. Right? So 3 employee from the accounting, 5 employee for research, and from the sales. Okay, so this is how we need to create a report based on the two table. Whenever you get the requirement to have a multiple table, and you need to do the relationship first you need to find the relationship between the two table. Okay, so let's go start the data modeling. So this is nothing but a data modeling. Whatever we created here in the relation between the tables, okay, this is nothing but the data modeling. But in real time you could have like a 5 table, 6 table, 8 table, 10 table. Okay, so based on that you have to create a relation. Okay, so we'll see now. There is a difference. What is the difference between query editor and data modeling? What is use of the query editor?
To clean the data.
To connect data, then we clean the data, then transform data and combine data, right? In data modeling, what we do? Create a relationship, define the hierarchy, create a measures, calculated column. Okay, so that we will see. then there is a point. Effective data modeling are very important to analyze the data in the right way. So without creating data modeling, if we analyze the data, it always gives a wrong result. For example, if you have customer and sales table, without defining the relationship if we analyze the data, then it always gives a wrong value, right? First we need to create a relationship. So now if you see, okay, so let's say we have these three tables: customer, sales, okay. So if you are, and without the data modeling, okay. So if you have these two tables, now let's say you are analyzing some data like sum of sales and customer name. So suppose you take the customer name, okay. In the result you can see customer name, and you have taken the sum of sales, but you don't have created any relationship, okay. So let's do this. I am deleting this relationship first. Delete the relationship. Okay, so now what will be the result in our visualization? Let's see. Now you can see it is showing some 14, 14, 14, 14. Why? Because there is no relationship between these two tables. So because of that, it is just giving you the all total value. Okay, so to get the required result, you have to make a relationship. So how to create a relation? So which was the column? Department, right? So drag department number column into the department number. Okay, so it created a relationship. It will automatically detect whether it is a one to many, many to one or not. Okay, and it will give you the flow of this one. Now let's go. If you see here, it is giving the wrong result. Okay, it is same result. See, 6,000, 6,000, 6,000. That like we received. So same thing it is trying to show here. If you don't create a relationship and you start to analyze the data, you will get a wrong result. Now, okay, so let's. If you are modeling any data, then we need to know the three things. What is the data modeling first? What is the data modeling? Data modeling is a collection of multiple different table data source together, define the relationship between them. Okay, so if you see these three tables they are added and there is no relation, so it is not a data model. It is not a data model. When it will become a data model? When you create a relationship between the table. Okay, so this will become your data model. So why data modeling we require it? Data modeling is required to get the correct right data after combining the relationship multiple table together. Okay, and when data modeling you should use, data modeling is required if we need to analyze the data, if we need to just a second. Okay, so when data modeling we should use it? Data modeling is required if we need to analyze the data from multiple table having the relationship primary key and foreign key between them. Okay, only when you will be doing data modeling, when your table has a proper primary key, foreign key, then only you can do this. So what is the primary key and foreign key? Gopal sir, what is the primary key?
Primary key always has the unique record.
Yeah, so what is use of this? To make the relationship between the transaction table, right? And it always used in the master table. And foreign key,
Always used in a transaction table.
always in the transaction table. It always has a duplicate record, right? So foreign key. So primary key and foreign key we should have it. Before modeling the data, we need to know the type of table, how data will get stored at the data warehouse level. Okay, so before data modeling, we need to know the type of table, how data will store in the data warehouse. So what does it mean? That if your data is loading into the data warehouse, we need to finalize like which is a master table, which is a transaction table. So based on that, then we would be able to decide how we will create a relationship, right? So depend on the data. Then in data warehouse, always information gets stored in the form of master and transaction table. Okay, so it is directly saying a second. Okay, so data warehouse nothing but a ETL plus BI2, as we already learned about this. Okay, so what is the data warehouse? It is stored in the master table as a transaction table. So there are two types of table will be available. You will always found in the data warehouse, master table and transaction table. So master table always has a dimension, 99% dimension and 1% measures, and transaction table you will found the 1% dimension and 99% measures. So what does it mean? Can someone tell me what does it mean? Renuka? Yes? Okay. So let's say Aadhaar table and the one banking transaction. So there are suppose I am going to create a one explaining the one banking structure. Okay, so you will understand which is a master table, which is a transaction table. So let's say there is a bank, Citibank, and Citibank one has a bank account, customer bank account. Okay, so customer okay, so it has customer account table, customer account table. So in customer account table, what will be the column? Customer ID, customer name, and what will be the column again? Account number. Yeah, we will add the account number, but we are creating a two tables: customer name, customer account table, customer table, and then account table, bank account table. So right now only customer information will be there, like address, okay, pin code, then salary of the customer, only information of the customer, okay, not account. So customer ID, customer name, address, pin code, male or female, okay, so it means gender, okay, and etc. There are so many like address, permanent address, temporary address, and all, which company he is working and all. Okay, so customer always has a unique, right? Suppose this is a Renuka has a customer ID 1. So there is only one Renuka in bank. There will not be a multiple Renuka ID. I mean, name will be the duplicate. Suppose one more girls came there whose name is Renuka, but her date of birth, at least address, customer ID will be different, right? So let's say this is Renuka, address, pin code, and salary, and gender female. Okay, let me add. So this table will always has a unique data. Okay, so customer ID is the primary key now. So let's add this. So let's say add 2 3 customer ID, Okay. Summary. Okay, so customer never will be having a master table. So let's say bank have one customer table. Okay, so customer table will always have a unique record of the customer, because there will be the one customer, right? So customer will have all address and their pin code, everything will be stored in one table, customer table. Okay, so let's say I am creating one table, that is a customer. Okay, now I will create one more table, that is a bank account table. Bank account table. In bank account table, there will be the customer ID. Okay, then bank account number, okay, account number, account type, then balance in that account. What can be, okay, only banking related, not a transaction. Okay, I'm just creating a banking related. So let's say this is a customer is a one, that is a Renuka, or third one. Okay, this customer account number is a, okay, account number is a saving account, and this will be the balance. Suppose 20,000 balance is there available. Okay, then again 3, one more account number, that is for the current account. Okay, so one person can have two accounts, current account and saving account, both account in the one bank, and there she has a 0 balance. Okay, then Renuka has a one account number, and account type is a saving, current only. Okay, she has a 30,000. Okay, and then Krupal sir have account number, he has a saving account, and okay, he has this amount of money. Now you can see what this is a customer table and this is a bank table. Bank table, if you see, if you observe this, there are some duplicate values are there. Is there duplicate values are there or record? Anyone? Which one is a master table? Can someone tell me which one is a master table?
Customer.
Customer is a master table. Why? Because it has unique record. There is no duplicate. Only one. Suppose Renuka is there, so Renuka record is not duplicating. One more time is not coming. But in bank account, if you see, Shambly's account is 2 times. Okay, because of the saving and current. Okay, so it means it is a, you can say, the transaction table. Okay, and this is a master table. So what you will call it? What you will call it? This one. This one is a master table, and this one is a transaction. Why transaction? Because it has a multiple record, duplicate record for one person. Transaction table. Okay, in master, what is the common column that you can make a relationship between these two tables?
Customer ID.
Customer.
ID. Okay, so customer ID is the common column. customer ID is a common column which is used. We can make a relationship between these two tables. Now tell me this customer ID in the customer table. This is a customer table in customer ID, which is a primary key or foreign key.
Primary key.
Primary key.
So this will be the primary key. Primary key. Okay. And this customer ID,
Foreign.
this will be the foreign. Why it is foreign?
Duplicate.
Duplicate.
Because of the
values.
duplicate values. Okay. Foreign key. Okay. So that is called as a F key. Yeah. Foreign key, and this is the primary key. Okay. Till now you understood, everyone? Clear? What is the primary key,
Yes.
foreign key? What is the master table and transaction table? One more table I am creating. Okay. Now we created a relationship between these two tables. So let's say I have created a relationship between these two tables based on the customer ID. Based on the customer ID, I create a relationship. Okay. So what will be the relation? 1 to many, many to 1. What will be?
1 to many.
1 to many. Okay. So 1 to many. 1 to many. Why 1 to many? Because one value is there but multiple values are matching here. Okay, let's say 3. 3 is matching one time here but it is available 3 times. So 1 to many. Okay, so that's why 1 to many. Now let me again create a one table. Okay. Now I have one more table, that is a transaction statement. Transaction statement table. In transaction statement table, I have some transaction for. Okay, so let's say account number, their transaction type like withdrawal, ATM withdrawal, what? Okay, transaction type, then transaction type, then transaction amount, available balance, or transaction date. Okay, transaction date. Just second. Transaction date and book amount. Not a book amount. Okay, book amount. Transaction amount. One more is a available balance. Okay. Okay, let's say account number. I am adding some account number. Transaction type, ATM withdraw, amount 5,000. Okay, available balance is then 87. Okay, then 654897. This is, let's say, Paytm. transaction is available for this customer. This is 9700. Okay, one more is same ATM withdrawal. See again withdrawal like 10,000 is okay, and they remain like 21. Okay, okay. Now how would we know that the transaction they have done, whether it is a credit or debit, whether they withdraw or they given to someone money or they transfer? How do we know?
Depending on the balance, increasing or decreasing.
Yeah, depend on the, but it will be very difficult to track like this, right? So always there will be the credit and debit amount different. This field will not be like this. Okay, there will be the credit amount and debit amount. If there is a credit amount, so will be available here, okay, and debit amount will be available in the other column. Okay, so that is a different thing in detail level. Just for now I am just creating table, so why I am creating table you will understand. So let's say this is I created one table. This is for the transaction statement. Okay, this is for transaction statement. Now I want to find out the particular employee who did the transaction, and what other types of transaction they did. Okay, so which table I need to connect and how will I get?
Primary key and statement table.
No, I don't understand.
Customer table. We have to match with the statement table.
But how will you connect? Is there any common key to connect?
No.
No, then why? How will you connect? There is no point then connecting here, right? So what is the other way? Renuka, Shamri?
Just connect bank account table and transaction statement table.
Okay. So what will be the relation between these two tables?
Many to many.
Many to many. Okay. So what will be the here now? This column. So it will not be necessary that every time you should have primary key and foreign key. Okay. So only once you will have primary key, but multiple table if you have it. So now what will be the relation? We will see now. Okay. So this is the account number. So what is the cardinality? Many to many. Okay. This is a many to many. If it is many to many, then this table is a transaction table. Then this table will be the again. What will you call it? This table also. This table will be also transaction table. Okay. What does it mean, transaction table? See, they could have stored all this information in the one table, in banking table. You cannot say it is a transaction table. You can say like a dimension table which is divided by the other dimension table. So this is kind of the one of the dimension table. Okay, this is kind of the one of the this is the one of the dimension table, but this is a transaction table. You can just consider this is transaction table, but in one table you cannot store all the information like their statement entry, their transaction detail and everything. Okay, so because of that what they did, they just separate the table. Okay, so they separate based on the like a normalize. Do you know what is normalization? Krupa sir, last time in the Tableau we had seen. Normalization means if you are dividing the data into the multiple table, from one table to the multiple table. that is a normalization. So here what they did a normalization, okay, but still, okay. So if you see this particular all data, they have not taken into the one table, they just divided into the multiple table. So just understand there is a something table that we need to make a relation between that to get the data. Okay, so we had a common column between these two tables, so we created this. But now suppose I want to know this particular customer Renuka, how many transactions she has done, how will I find out? So I have to connect all three table. I have to connect all three table in the sequence that I will take the customer like Renuka and will find out which account she is doing a transaction and will connect to this table. Okay, so when we practically do this, we will understand. Okay, so let's go there. So what is the master table, what is the transaction table? Understood?
Yes.
So
Yes.
master table is the primary key plus non-numeric data. Okay, and transaction table is which contain the metric information. Okay, which contains the metric information. So these are the theory for this. Now there is a note. There is some difference. What is a master and transaction table? So that is the same thing we explain. Okay, what is the dimension? What is the measures? So what is the dimension, Renuka?
Dimension table means we will perform measures.
We will perform
Some
dimension.
mathematical functions.
No, dimension is nothing but the textual data. We cannot perform the aggregation, right? And measures is nothing but we can perform the aggregation on the data. Are you getting, or should I explain again?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
With something.
Okay, just tell me why we are calling it a master table. Master table always has a dimension. Why we are calling the dimension always has a master table? You can see here there are only 1% that field which you can do the aggregation. Which field you can do the aggregation in the master table?
Salary.
Salary, right? So salary is the measures, okay, and the rest of the column is the dimension. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the bank account, which field is the you will say that measures, which field is the dimension in bank account table?
Balance will be measure
Hmm.
and all other will be dimension.
Dimension, right? Okay. In the transaction also, transaction
Transaction
amount.
amount will be measure and all other will be transaction amount and transaction date. Available balance will be measure.
No, transaction date is not. Mistakenly I put it here. It should be here. Available balance.
balance.
Yeah, available balance and transaction amount should be the measures, and other is the dimension. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there are types of the dimension and types of the measures. So there are 8-9 types of dimension. Slowly changing dimension, rapid changing dimension, unchanged dimension, shrunken, junk dimension, confirmed dimension. So that actually we already seen. I think you was not there. So let's explain this. What is a slowly changing dimension and all? What is a slowly changing dimension, Krupal sir? If the data in the dimension is slowly changing over the period of the time, then such kind of dimension is known as slowly changing dimension. So what is the example? Any example?
Current account to saving account, or
Age.
Okay. Kids. Okay. Then
occupation, student to employee.
okay, student to employee. Okay, these are the slowly changing dimension. You understood, Renuka? What does it mean?
Yes, sir.
If some value suppose in this dimension, okay, in this dimension, if something value which is going to change over the time and it is taking more time to changing the value, it means it is the slowly changing dimension. Let's say you created one current account today, but you are a student, right? But when you get a job, you will make it as a saving account, right? So it means it is taking a time. it is not changing frequently or something. Okay, so value is not changing frequently, it means it is a slowly changing dimension in that dimension column. Okay, so let's see the second one. In the rapid changing dimension,
Data will
Balance.
Age.
we can do the age, right? Age can be changed frequently, like 1 year, then 1.5 months, kind of.
Current account.
Current account, how is it?
Amount.
The amount is not dimension, no,
No. Dimension.
it's a measure. Okay,
Oh.
transaction date, last transaction date.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say
Yes.
there is a last transaction date. You just 2 minutes before you did the one transaction, again you send me the some phone pay transaction. It means your last transaction will change in every frequently. It means it is a rapid changing dimension. Okay, so it means it is a rapidly changing dimension, that is a RCD. Okay, this is one of the example. Then unchanged dimension. Unchanged dimension means static dimension, the value which will not change anytime. Like male, female. Suppose your data set, in your data set I have updated as a male, female. Okay, so once I declare that it is a female, will it change anytime? No, right? So it means it is an unchanged dimension. Okay, now shrunken dimension. What is a shrunken dimension? Shrunken is nothing but a subset of the dimension. It is a subset of the dimension. So let's say you have one date. You have one date column. Okay, in this date there is a 1st January 2022, then 2nd January 2022. If I want to take the shrunken means a part of the date. So let's say I want to take the year, find out the year from your date. Okay, so how will I find out? I want to find out year. So what is your year? 2022. Second is also 2022. Again I want to find out the day. Okay, so it is the first day from the date. Okay, then second. So what we did, we extract the day from the date, we extract the year from the date, means it is a subset of this dimension. Date is a dimension field and this year you extracted from this field. It means it is a subset, that is a shrunken dimension. This is a shrunken dimension. Understood? Now there is a junk dimension. What is a junk dimension? Junk dimension is nothing but unrelated data which is not required, which is not related to our. If dimension is contain unrelated information, that is a junk. Okay, if something data in your data set you have it and you are taking into the Power BI but you don't require it, what will you do? You filter out, you will remove it. That is a junk dimension. Okay, then there is a confirmed dimension. What is a confirmed dimension? If one dimension is commonly shared by multiple business area, then such kind of dimension is known as confirmed dimension. So let's say I have an example. If you are going to the school, if you are in the school, okay, in your school, your timing, your teacher timing, your teacher time, your father work time, work login time. Okay, so if you wake up in the morning 9 o'clock, you are going to the school. Okay, 9 o'clock you are going to the school, 9 a.m. Your teacher is also coming on the same time, she have to log in 9 a.m. and your father also going to the work under 9 a.m. It means one thing which is shared among the multiple business, that is called as a confirmed dimension. Okay, Understood?
Yes.
Okay, this is a confirm. Now degenerated dimension. What is a degenerated? The dimension which contain only primary key without any textual data, that is called as a generated. So primary key is nothing but your degenerated dimension. Then there is a role playing dimension. What is a role playing dimension?
Orders. Flipkart order, yeah.
Yeah. So
Delivery
if
order.
one dimension key is attached to the multiple foreign key in the fact table, then such kind of dimension is known as role playing dimension. So what does it mean? Role playing dimension. You are ordering something in the Flipkart. Okay, so there will be the order date. You order something on the Flipkart, order date. You order today. What is the date today? 9 March. So what is the order today? Suppose in the Flipkart you are ordering something. So order date. Then it is getting a ship to the particular vendor. Somebody is confirmed. So confirm date, booking date, right? Confirm date. Then there is a ship date happen. If you order something, you know, right? Then there is a ship date, and then order date, confirm date, ship date. Then what will be the date? Then delivery date. Delivery date means date field dimension, which is role playing into the multiple thing, right? That is a role playing dimension. Understood? The date which is playing into the multiple, playing a role multiple, that is a role playing dimension. Got it? Renuka? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that is called as a role playing dimension. Then there is a infrared dimension also. Infrared dimension is nothing but some surrogate key. So what is the infrared dimension? Let's say in your data set you don't have any primary key. But you want to create a one primary key. Okay, so you will create a surrogated key. Okay, artificial key, that is called as the infrared dimension. Artificially, suppose you don't have any primary key, so what I will do, I will create a one key column. Let's say I am creating ID column 1 2. So this is a surrogated key, that is a artificial key. Okay, this is called as a infrared dimension. Then there is a types of measures: additive, semi-additive. Okay, so nobody will ask you what is the types of measures. Just go through once, nobody will ask you. Then okay, leave it. There is a theory. Okay. Then there is a fact table. What is a fact table? If one table, all dimension table are attached directly to the your table, one of the fact table, that is a fact table. Fact table is nothing but it contain fact table, nothing but to contain primary key, keys column, and some keys column and some metric data. Okay, fact table always have key column and metric data. So how fact table look like? Let's say this is a customer. Okay, this is a customer. In customer there will be the multiple okay, let me show you. Let me search. Okay, if you see, this is a fact table. This is a one table. All dimension table are directly attached to your fact table. Can you see this? All foreign key, and there is a sum of the metric data: quantity sold, amount sold, average sold. It means fact table always contain has a key columns available and measures some metrics. Okay, so all dimension table will attach to your fact table. That is a star schema. So fact table is this one, and if all dimension table are directly attached with your fact table, that is a star schema. Understood? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a fact table and this is a star schema. Now what is a snowflake schema? So what is a star schema? First understand. Okay, what is a star schema? So star schema always has a one fact table and all dimension table directly attached with the fact table, right? But snowflake schema is a little different than fact table. See, if you see, this is a dimension table, time dimension table, location dimension table, branch dimension, and item. So all these dimension table are attached to the sales table, sales fact table. So you have only one table which is attached surrounding all dimension table. But there is a one case that is in the snowflake schema. What is a snowflake?
Relationship between one dimension to
Other
other
dimension.
dimension.
Okay, so how snowflakes will look like? So you can see this. I'm opening this one. Okay, if you see this, there is a one fact table, and around that all dimension table are attached. It means if you don't look at this, and don't look at this, what you will see, this is a star schema, right? But this dimension I divided into the other dimension table. I mean one dimension table attached to the other dimension table. Okay, then it means it is called as a snowflake schema. That is a normalization. That is a normalization process. So let me give you one example in real time so you will understand better. Okay, so let's say we have one Aadhaar card table, customer Aadhaar number table, Aadhaar customer table. Okay, so let's say Aadhaar number always is it duplicate to everyone? Suppose I have one Aadhaar number which is same Aadhaar number, somebody have it. Is it possible?
No.
No.
No, right? So let's see. Now Aadhaar number name. Okay, so I have created a Aadhaar number name, and okay, that's it. Suppose Aadhaar number and the name is Aadhaar number and name is okay. So this, let's say this is a other table I created. This is one of the one table. Okay. This is the other number table created. One more table I am creating. one more table I am creating, that is the address of the customer. See, I can add the address also here, but it will become a number of column into the one table. It will become a heavy. So what I am going to do, I am going to create a one more table for address, separately address. Okay, so Aadhaar table address, particular customer address. So Aadhaar number, let's say city, pin code, okay, area name, plot number, all this. Address, let's say. Okay, so I add Aadhaar number is the 12. So address, permanent address, and let's say permanent address, and one is the temporary address. Okay, so 12, city is Nagpur. Okay, pin code is this one, address is, I am just adding Dumpy. Okay, and temporary address is like this. Okay, one more address there. Okay, then 13, it's Amravati. Then 11, addresses. Okay, so what I did, if you see this, I created a separate address table. Why I created? If I add this data, I can add this data into the one table. Okay, but it will become heavy in one table. Okay, so what I did, I just separated a table. Okay, and make a relation between these two tables. Okay, one more table I am creating, that is for account detail, bank account. Aadhaar number, account number, okay, account number. Then what is the next?
Account type.
Bank name, account type also. Okay, so let's say Aadhaar number is a 12. He has a one account number, that is a okay, HDFC Bank, and it's a saving account. Then let's say same person has a one more account in Kotak. And again account type, that is a current. One person has a one more account, SBI, this is a current. Okay, so these are the detail I have created separately in the other table, and this is it. So now understood why I am creating a separate table, dimension table. Yes. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
You understood why we are creating a separate table? This is a normalization.
Yeah.
I can add into the one table, that will be the star schema. But if you divide the table into the multiple table, suppose I had only one table, not a three table, then I divide into the three table and make a relationship. That is a normalization. One dimension to the other dimension table, that is a normalization. Renuka understood? That is a normalization process. Okay, and normalization process. Okay, if I combine all tables into the one table, if I combine all table into the one table, what it will become? What will you say?
Denormalize.
Denormalize. Okay, denormalize. Okay, understood what is the normalization, denormalization?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so that is the use of this. So let's go here. So there are different fact table: cumulative fact table, snapshot fact table, and factless fact table. So what is the cumulative fact table? In cumulative fact table contain only additive measures. Okay, such kind of fact tables. Okay, do one thing, you just read this theory, it doesn't require okay. Okay, let's leave this for now. Okay, let's come to the star schema. So star schema understood. What is the star schema? What is the snowflake schema? Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
And what is the mix schema? Mix schema means gallery. What is this? That is a mix galaxy schema. What is the galaxy schema? Galaxy schema is nothing but combining the star schema and snowflake schema. If we combine both star schema and snowflake schema, it will become a galaxy schema, right? So if you see this, there was a star schema and then it combined to the all schema like snowflakes and star, it become a galaxy schema. Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay, just remember these are the points. That is the only theory point. They don't ask you like all these things. Okay, so schema, there are three schema: star schema, snowflake schema, and galaxy schema. This is a this one is which schema it is? This one.
Snowflakes.
Snowflakes. Okay, one dimension to the other dimension, that is a snowflake schema. Then star mix schema. Then there are some interview question on depend on the whatever we have seen till now. On that purpose, what are the interview question could be asked. So there are some interview question and answer. You can see this. Which schema is the best in the performance? So star schema, it contains the less number of table. Okay, so always star schema is a good in performance because star schema contains the less number of table, so data selection will be faster. Is it possible to convert the snowflakes to star schema? So it is possible to convert. Yes, it is possible to convert snowflakes to the star. How we will convert the snowflakes to the star? If you see, this is a snowflakes. Okay, if you combine all table, it will become a star schema. Okay, so it is the possible. So there are multiple questions on this. So if you go through this, you will understand. Okay. So now there are some primary key and foreign key. So we already seen what is a primary key and what is a foreign key. So same example it is giving here, the customer table and contact table. So customer table is nothing but a master table, and contact table here is nothing but a transition table. Okay, so customer table, what is the primary key of the customer table? Customer ID. And contact table, customer ID is the foreign key. Okay, so you can see this is a parent table and child table. So in diagram you can understand. So same example we have taken already in the beginning. So there are different primary key and foreign key. You can go through this, that we already seen. Then what are the cardinalities between there? So cardinality we have seen in the last session. One to many, many to one, right? So these are the cardinality. And what is the normalization? Normalization you understood, everyone?
Okay.
It is the process of organize the table and column in proper way at a database level to eliminate the data redundancy and preserve the data integrity. Okay, each and every table in normalization contains specific and distinct. So this normalization I gave you example. Okay, so on basis of that just understand what is the normalization. That's it. You don't need to read a lot of things on this. Okay, now customer related table. Okay. So what is the denormalization? Okay. So what is the denormalization? Let's say we have this two table. What is the denormalization? Combining the all dimension table into the one table, right? So let's say we have one product table and this date table. This date table and product table. Below one, green one and red one. So if you combine into the one table, it will become a denormalized. It will look like this. So see this. Okay. So date table and product table. When you combine this, it will become a long table. So this is a denormalization process. Okay, and below one don't need to read what is the F1 second one normal form, second normal form. Don't go through this. It doesn't require. Okay, so second F, don't read this, second F, third F, doesn't require, don't just give the headache. Okay, so real thing will start from here. So tomorrow we will start from the data modeling, some example we will take, and we'll complete maybe tomorrow and day after tomorrow the data modeling. Okay, so any question till now? I will share you the notes, same notes on the mail. Okay, just ping me your email ID. I will send all of the notes to your mail ID. Okay, so we'll connect tomorrow.